this is Brandy with Stitchin' in Oregon. It is June 2nd and I am back for floss tube number 13. And it's gonna probably be 45 minutes just like the rest of them. I like to think that they'll be shorter because I don't feel like I did a lot of stitching. And then I make my list of stuff to talk about, and it always takes longer than I anticipate. So I hope you have something to stitch on. I hope you have something to drink, and I hope I can enable you to stitch on something fun. So let's get into it. So since last floss tube, I have gone camping a couple times. We're about to start finals at school. I'm on my second class for my master's program. I'm just 2 weeks away from being done with that. And my oldest daughter turned 21 over Memorial Day weekend, which that's so crazy to me. I can't believe that we actually have a 21-year-old daughter. She will be starting her senior year of college at Loyola in Louisiana, and she's getting her degree in mass communications, and she's doing awesome, and it's just super cool to see her just doing really well. Our son will be coming home. He ends school, I think, next week is his last week of school where he is, and he'll be home just a couple days after that. So I'll still have me and his sisters, little sisters, will still have a week of school after he comes home. So that's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. And my master's classes just keep on going because I don't get a break for summer. I'm going through Grand Canyon University, and they're just back to back to back. So, which is nice because it'll be done faster, but also super stressful because you don't get a break. But I am going to have to push out, I think, my second class throughout the summer. I think I'm able to finish 2 classes during the summer, and the second one I'm going to have to push out a little bit because I have to have in classroom like time in a special education classroom, and we don't go back to school until August 26th. So I'm going to have to push that out a little bit, but that's okay. Let's see. The twins will be finishing 5th grade on the 14th of June, 13th maybe. And then they won't be elementary anymore. They'll be moving on to the middle school here, which is kind of crazy to think about. All of our kids will officially be done with elementary. It's kind of a bittersweet thing, and I don't like thinking about it too much. Let's see. Like I said, we went camping. We went to a new campground over Mother's Day. It was called Kilchis River County Campground, I think, outside of Tillamook, Oregon, and it was amazing, and we loved it, and I can't wait to go back. And then over Memorial Day, we did Silver Falls State Park, which is the same one we did Thanksgiving at, and we've done our other Memorial Days at, and we had absolutely wonderful weather. It rained our very first night there. But other than that, it was perfect. My sister and I went hiking together on Sunday there, and we did probably a little over 5, well, we did almost 6 miles that day. The day before that, we did one of the loops at the Silver Falls State Park with the waterfall loops. So we did about 4 miles that day. And then the day before that, my husband and I did like a mile and a half. So there was a lot of hiking and walking, and the girls got to do a couple of those junior ranger programs. One was on owls and one was on bears. So now they're kind of obsessed, and they want us to find all of the junior ranger programs going on this summer. So that's fun. Yesterday, which was June 1st, my husband and I woke up in the morning and decided we needed a beach day. So we packed up the car and we went to Pacific City, and it ended up being so super cool. We had lunch at Pelican Cove Brewery, where I get my hazelnut bacon brie flatbread, which is my favorite thing to eat. And then we were wondering what was going on because they had all of like the dory boats out there. And if you don't know what dory boats are, I would look them up, but they're pretty cool because you back them up right into the ocean, and then when they're coming in from the water, they just lay on their horn to tell everyone to get out of their way, essentially, because they've got the pedal all the way down, and they just drive their boats up right onto the sand. So that's pretty cool. So we got to watch that, but they were doing a blessing of the dory fleet yesterday, where they have like a preacher come in and bless the fleet, and they say a prayer for all of the people who have been lost at sea, and then they lay flowers down, and it was really sweet. I'll try to post a picture in here of kind of what it looked like. I got a couple pictures from kind of far away, and then my husband took pictures of the flowers that they laid down at the edge of the ocean, which was really sweet. So then we had like a bug screen tent that we put up, and I just laid in there. I was going to do homework, but I couldn't get my computer to connect to my hotspot, so I watched some videos I needed to for homework, and then I cross-stitched. I didn't get a whole lot done because I was just relaxing, but it was a fun day spent in Pacific City. And then Cadence slept the whole way home, which to me is a successful trip to the coast. You know, it was a good one. So, yeah. All right, let's get into the stitching. First, I'm going to show you an FFO. I can't remember or not if I had finished this during my last video, but I was really close if I hadn't. This is Miss Strawberry by TwinPeak Primitives, and this pattern was a gift to me by my friend Tanya, and she just gifted me with Miss Watermelon too. Let's see if I can show you that one. It's so stinking cute. And oh, I might not have downloaded it. So this is Miss Watermelon. It's still in my email. I haven't started this one yet, but I will be soon. But this is my FFO for Miss Strawberry. I wanted to do something similar to what they had on the pattern, and I just cut a hole in the back to stuff it. This is not as pretty as I normally do it, and I'm not a huge fan, but I do like the way that this turned out. I did have to substitute the brown for the dog was a different one that was called for, and the light pink and the strawberry was different. I didn't have them, so I just did the substitute for them. But yeah, so this is just some red fabric that I had. I stuffed it with polyfill, and I stitched it on a either a 20 count or 18 count vintage country mocha. And I'll probably do Miss Watermelon on the same fabric because I have enough of it. So yeah, and I got this little charm from Walmart, and I got the Rick Rack from Walmart. And this just sits in the little dough bowl I have by my front door. So I really love this. Thanks for gifting it to me, Tanya. It was fun to stitch, and I can't wait to start the watermelon one. It has sheep in it. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Look it. It's so cute. And geese. And I love that that is red. The one on the first one was a giant white. So, yeah. Anyway, so that is my FFO. I'm very happy with it. I'm glad I actually FFO'd something because these are all finished cross stitch that I have not FFO'd. So it's nice to actually have finished something and actually finished it. I wonder if I can put this up on the shelf real quick. Hold on. Okay, I put it right up there for the rest of this just so it doesn't get lost in the jumble that is the craft room. Okay, so next on my list is I want to go over what I've been stitching on. So my whips or works in progress. I always feel like I don't get a lot of work done. And then like I said, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things to show. So it's kind of a lot. It feels like it's a lot. Okay, first up was the, this is by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is the one I'm doing for my sister. It's the Beekeepers. My tablet might be dead. It is. I think it's Beekeepers Pin Keep. Don't quote me on that, but it is Modern Folk Embroidery. This is the one the other one I'm making for my sister after I finished the Taylor Swift one. And I'm so close to being done with this. I think I'm like 80% now. I definitely need to actually get my stitches in. I've been slacking. But this is where I'm at. Last time I worked on this, I connected this corner. I finished this leg here, did all of this, and connected this corner. So I still need to do the inside border. I have to finish this flower. Then there's another one here. And then there's the inside stuff. And the inside stuff I'm doing in Ecru and the light blue that's in the... I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count Tyco Newcastle linen by Picture This Plus. And I actually really love working on this. When I work, and it's 1/2. This goes so fast when I work on it. So yeah, and then I'll have like, look at how much I have left. This was the smallest piece I could buy from 1-2-3 Stitch, and there's going to be so much left. Anyway, so I'm excited about my progress on that. I need to charge my tablet so I can work on it. Last time I worked on that was when we were camping up at Kilchis, so over Mother's Day, and I got 150 stitches in that day. So it was absolutely beautiful weather while we were up there. So we were playing in the river like the whole time. And my husband was fishing and stuff. So, okay, next is, sorry, mark off things as I go so that I know where I'm at. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance. This is by Crocette. A gogo. This is what it looks like. This is a lot of fun to work on. I've been working on this pretty consistently for I think about 2 weeks. I mean, it's still not a ton of stitching, but I'm excited with where I'm at. I am stitching this on a piece of Be Stitch Me fabric, 32 count opal called Tsunami. And I'm stitching it with the called for floss. And I'll show you where I'm at because it's not in the hoop. This is the piece of fabric. Isn't it yummy? I love it. Okay, and I have a needle in my fabric right now. This is where I'm at right now. So when I started this, I think during 12 by 12, and I started it in the center. So I got a little bit of the white and like some of these blue things. And that's all I got done during 12 by 12. So since then, I put in all of this. It smells like campfire because I was working on it out by the campfire over Memorial Day. I worked on this border a lot in the car while we were driving. I got the I Pledge, and I started the flag. His face is done minus the eyeball, but his hat is done. And I started to fill in his jacket. So the flagpole is done. So I love working on this. This is a lot of fun. I have a feeling I will work on this more June, July, like through the summer. So that is Pledge Allegiance by Crocette a Go-Go. I love, love, love working on this one. So, okay. That is that for now. If you hear some road noise, I have the window open. It was really, really hot in here in my craft room when I came up. But we're supposed to get an atmospheric river coming through our area. So far we've just got some little sprinkles, but it's supposed to rain for the rest of today and tomorrow, I think. But there's a nice little breeze coming through. And also if you hear some snoring, Olaf is down here snoozing at my feet. So, all right, we did Pledge of Allegiance. Next is, this is Summer Quakers by Rosewood Manor. And I'm really happy with the progress I made on this. Maybe I can finish this one by next summer. Probably not. Maybe. This is what it looks like. It's by Rosewood Manor. This is a stitch along with Bridget the Museum Stitcher and Megan the Seattle Stitcher. That I hopped on when they started this, I think 2 years ago. I don't know how far they are on theirs because honestly, I have not, with school and everything, I just don't watch very much FlossTube anymore, but I really need to go watch both of theirs. I feel like I'm missing out on some good stuff. I'm stitching this on a piece of Pink Chocolate by Be Stitch Me. It's an even weave, 28 count. And I'm stitching it with the called for Valdani floss, which is a 3-stranded, hand-dyed, like variegated monstrosity. Here you go. Sorry, it's a mess. So this is my flosses. I took them off the little spools because for me, they were really hard to use. So there's my floss. I'm using Anchor Black on this instead of DMC because I like the coverage better, but I'm also using 3 strands so that it matches what I'm doing. This is where I'm at right now, and I love this. Every time I work on it, it's a ton of fun. I took this one to the beach yesterday and worked on it. So this is my stitching. I have been working on this middle piece with the bees. So this top bee was done before, along with these and this. The rest of this is new. And even though it's like a small area, that's a lot of stitching. It's a lot of color changes. So in here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors. But this is what I've got done. I still need to fill in the white part in this bee. I need to finish this bee's little bottom part and fill in his white. And then there's a bee that goes here, a bee that goes here, and then there's 2 more of these. So I'm still a little bit ways away from being done with this medallion. But I think I'm going to switch gears. My friend Tanya is working on a project that we're doing together, and I have crazy FOMO right now. So fear of missing out. She's way further than I am in that project, and I'll show it to you in a minute when I do plans, because I know I won't catch up to her, but I would like to get a little bit more done. Okay. Sorry, if I don't put all of this away, it'll be lost forever. Lost forever. Okay, next is Winter Rose Manor, which is one of the calls for Whipgo for last month. So last month they did 3 numbers because the middle space was called, and I had new start in there. I didn't start anything new for June though. For May. I didn't start anything new for May. I think I'm gonna do that one in my plans for a new start that I'm gonna do for June instead. So that will get caught up. The other calls were Winter Rose Manor and Violets and Primrose. So I'm going to show you those ones now. I know I've said a million times that I'm going to abandon Whipgo, and then I just can't actually do it. So here's Winter Rose Manor by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I love this one. It's beautiful, especially since I restarted on the different fabric. I'm using the called for floss except for the white. I couldn't find the white that it called for, so I got 2 others, and I'm kind of mixing and matching as I go depending on what the motif is. So this is kind of wrinkly and rolled up. I'm sorry about that. I'll show you the whole thing, and then I'll show you what I worked on. I also have dangling floss here. I had intended to come back to this and then did not. Okay, this is where I'm at. It's kind of hard to see from far away. I am doing this on a 36 count, I think it's hot chocolate from Be Stitch Me, but I love it. It's an absolutely beautiful color fabric. It works really well with all the colors in this. Okay, so what I worked on this time was, I had a little bit of this green left on my needle, so I pulled down that a little bit and finished that off. And then I focused here. I did these hearts. I did this like potted plant with like the holly berries. I started the fence, and then I did this. So this looks a little bit wonky. I'll show you in the pattern. She has a G right here. My kids decided they wanted me to do my husband's initials. So both of them, because I said, do you want me just to do the J? Do you want me to do, how do you want me to do it, since I already have my initials in there? And they both decided, well, the twins and Jason, so 3 of them, decided they wanted the J and the M. So his M cut into the pot a little bit, but I think it looks okay. And then there is an empty spot over here for the year, and I will add that when I finish it. So, but I am happy that I started this fence. I got all of the fence posts done like up to the house, or not the house, the gate. The gate will go in here. The gate will go in here. So I will continue working on this fence next time I pick this up. So that one is done. This one is one of my favorite stitches. It's just so pretty. I am stitching it with 1 strand over 2. Usually I like 2 over 2 for that on 36 count, but I like the kind of prim look of the light stitches for that. Okay. Next is Violets and Primrose. This is by Carolyn Manning Designs. Carolyn Manning Designs. I started this a really, really long time ago, like 2 years before we left Spokane. So, I don't know, 5 years ago. It's a long time ago. And I started it, but then my grandma and I started a different Carolyn Manning together, so this one got put away. And it just kind of languished in a drawer for a really long time. I finally decided to get it out because it's not that big. It's little. And I put it on my Whipco board because I love the colors in this. And let's see. This is where I'm at. I am stitching this on the same fabric that I did Miss Strawberry on. So it's, oh no, I'm not. I'm sorry. This is a linen. I thought it was. But it's a vintage country mocha linen as well. So it's the same color of fabric, not the same count. But this is where I'm at. When I started working on this time, I finished off this and then I filled in some of the white up here. So my goal for Whipco this turn was to close that border, and I did that. So I am really, really happy with my progress on this one. This one is really fun to stitch on. I am doing it 2 over 2, and it reminds me of the afghans my grandma makes. So I think, I don't know if this will come out again unless I'm feeling the need. It's not on Whipco anymore, so it was just on there that one time. Okay, let's see. Next is my 4th of July piece that is by Stitching with the Housewives. This is what it looks like. Let's Go Ride a Bike, 4th of July. If you remember, I work on this just like on the 4th of the month, and I usually forget, so then I do it later in the month. And I usually just do one day or 2 days of a couple hours. I think this time I did just do one day. I think I took it to school and I worked on it during kids were watching movies in some classes. So I cross-stitched instead. So this is where I'm at. This is, this project was a gift from my husband for Christmas. He went to Acorns and Threads with me, kitted it up. So it is with the called for floss on the called for fabric. It's a 28 count Joblin. And this is where I am. Last time I didn't have like any of the, I had like the spokes on this tire. So I filled in all of the white on here. And I think I had like one line of gray I had left to do. So next time I pull this out, which should just be in a couple days, I'll finish this tire, hopefully. So, yeah. It's slow going because I don't work on it a lot, but progress is progress. Thing is as you guys know, 4th of July, I have a planned new start. And so this one will definitely go on the back burner once that comes out. Okay, so the last whip I have to show you is my Happy Camper sampler by the Blue Flower. This one I work on when we're camping and only when we're camping. It is for my daughter Cadence. She saw it, fell in love. Well, I saw it, fell in love, and then she saw it and decided it was for her. So this is what it looks like. This one smells like campfire too. That's okay. Last time you guys saw this, I think, finished this. I don't remember if you saw when I started this one, but I finished this one this time. So I'm really, really excited for that. It is so stinking cute. I love it. I am stitching this on an ivory 32 count fabric that I got from Acorns and Threads. And I'm stitching it with the called for floss, and this is where I'm at. Oh, I finished the hedgehog too. I finished the hedgehog when we went camping in Kilchis, I think. And this dude was a labor of love. Let me tell you, I love the way he looks. I hated stitching this. So, and then I came down here. Well, I asked Cadence what she wanted next, and this is what she told me to do. So I started on the border, and I got I got the water done, and I got the paddles done while we were in Kilchis. And then Memorial Day, I did the boat and the fox and the hound, and I finished the border around it. And I am not sure what we're doing next. My daughter gets to pick, and it'll either be the hummingbird that's underneath the squirrels so that we can keep going down, or it'll be the bear coming out of the tent over here, or it'll be the beaver that's making the s'more on the other side of the fire so that we can start building across the top. But she gets to decide. So that's all of that. Okay, guys, that's my whips. We're at 33 minutes right now. So yeah, we'll probably end at about 45 because I still have my plans to go. Okay, whip go numbers were called for June. Those numbers were 2 and 25. And for me, they're both Christmas pieces, which is kind of crazy. So I got both of those out. Excuse me. And I'm going to give those ones a couple days this month. It might be hard to work on Christmas because it's been so nice out and we're gearing up for summer. So, all right. So the first one is Celebrate Christmas by Madame Chantilly. Sorry, I have this in a project bag, in a paper bag. It seems redundant, but I don't know. Okay, this is what it looks like. And I'm pretty far on this. I'm working on this top thing, and then I have to do the other half of this. I think I decided I might leave the word off, because you can tell that it's a Christmas one without it, you know. But I don't know. I haven't actually got that far. I am stitching this with the called for floss on a, it's a natural linen I got from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and it looks like a 36 count. And I am stitching it 2/2 with the called for floss. And this is how far I am. So chances are when I pull this out, I will continue working on this top shelf. And then when I get the top shelf done, I'll start going down the other side again. But this side is totally done, other than like the word down here if I do it. So that feels really good. You know, there are some counting errors in here, but you cannot tell, and I love it. I have the 4th of July one of these, I think, but I don't want to have multiple of these going at a time, especially because I have so many projects and it takes me so long to get through. So anyway, that one will come out this month. And then my next project is in here. It's a Crocette a gogo. My grandma bought me this pattern. I don't have a colored copy of it, guys. I'm sorry. But it's the Advent calendar. And my grandma she sent me the PDF of it. So, okay. This one, I have made some changes to it. I'm stitching it on I think this is Mountain Mist. Do I have that thing? It's a Grace Notes fabric, 36 count. I honestly can't remember what it's called. It's so pretty though. It's got like blues and grays. I don't know if you can see it really well. Yeah, a little teal in it. It's very wintry to me. I have not worked on this in a long time. So, okay. This is where I'm at right now. Last time I worked on this, I actually did all of this. I think I've only worked on this once or twice. But I decided to change the numbers to red so that they stood out on this fabric more. So I will continue working on this block. It's kind of hard because it's mostly white. It's a cupcake with some Christmas candies in it. So it's kind of hard to see the white, but yeah. Hey, no thank you. Sorry about that, guys. That was my dog. FedEx dared go to the neighbor's house and drop something off. So Olaf thought he needed to let the world know he was angry about that, apparently. Okay, my next set of plans will be, I'll work on 4th of July, Let's Ride a Bike again, like I do. I'll work on my Pinkeepers, Beekeepers pin keep from Modern Folk Embroidery, try to get another couple 100 stitches in that. The project I was talking about having FOMO on, I have not worked on this in a while. I started this with my friend Tanya and her friend Tiffany. I think she's Old Soul Stitcher. I'll try to post a link to her YouTube channel. But Tiffany's super far in this, and Tanya is working on a page finish. I'm not. But theirs looks so good that I want to get it out and put a little bit of work in it. So I might, I have a little bit of homework I have to do today. Since my husband will be out of town, I don't want to wait till the last minute with homework. I'm usually a procrastinator when it comes to homework, and I feel like I function really well like that. But with him going to Chicago this week, I gotta up my game a little. So this is where I'm at. It's not that much. Tanya has like the whole top part done, and let's see if I can pull up the picture. The top part done, and Tiffany I think is on the second section. Okay, this is what the finished sampler looks like, and I have seen some of these on Instagram lately that are finished that are gorgeous. And who is it? It's Moonshine Stitchery. She is doing this, but I think she's doing her own called for colors. So I'd go check that out. It is super, super cool. But Tanya has finished all of this, I think, at this point, or she's working on the last little bit of this. And Tiffany has started down here. And honestly, I want to get down here to these plants and butterflies. Like, but I'm nowhere near that. I'm stitching it on an 18 count piece of white Aida that Tanya gifted me very generously, and I'm stitching it with the called for floss. There's a lot of brown in this. I think this time I'll probably work on finishing this flower. I love this every time I pull it out though. Even the border, I don't mind. I love borders and Teresa Kogut stuff. The flowers are just so cool. Anyway, I need to get this out and work on it. So I think I'm going to do that. I was talking to Tanya this morning and she was working on hers. And let's see if I can pull up the picture she sent me of hers. Can you see? Like, it's just so yummy. I want to be that far. So, I think I'm gonna add this to my pile of stuff to work on this month. See how much progress I can get. I love when the blue comes into it because everything else is like browns. So, okay, and then the last thing I have in plans is my new start. I may or may not do this just because of whatever is going on. But this is something I kitted up last time I went to Acorns and Threads. I know I showed it to you, I think, in my haul in last video. This would fill in my middle square of Whitgo that I didn't do for May. So this is Forever and Ever by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I know this has been out for a while, but this is, I saw it when I was looking through their box of patterns for her and love it. I love alphabets. I love words. That house is not ginormous. That border will be beautiful. They have an option. They give you the pattern to do this too. But I think I want to do the big one. Because I love the alphabet. I don't know. What do you guys think? Probably the big one. Because, you know. I am doing the called for floss, except there are a couple substitutions in there that the ladies at Acorns made for me because they were missing a couple. So they help me sub those out. Excuse me. And I will be using my fabric of the month I got from Grace Notes Fabrics for this. It is called Coconut Milk, and it is the most yummy neutral ever, and I feel like I'm gonna have to buy more. Like, I'm just gonna have to. Look at how wonderful it is. I'm really excited to use this. I love using Grace Notes. If I get the 36 count linen fat quarter neutrals, because I had a lot of colors, crazy colors, from when I do like Friday Night Fight Night with Be Stitch Me. I always end up getting crazy colors. My daughter Cadence helps pick the fabric for me when I do that, and so I end up with some pretty crazy stuff. So I needed more neutrals. Grace Notes is a great, very cost-friendly option, and I love her fabric. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, that is everything. My timer says 46 minutes, so we're right there. I should be back for my next video. Probably I'll film June 30th, July 1st, maybe. It will be a Monday, and I will be in Boise for the 4th of July, so you might get to meet my grandma. But I am sure between now and then I will be stitching all the things. I will be watching some Floss Tube. It'll be pretty busy with the end of the school year and my son coming home, and graduation and all of that. But I'll make sure to get some camping in there. I know for sure my sister and I are going camping in Idaho at a park called Craters of the Moon. Have any of you guys heard of it? We went with our dad when we were young, like 10-ish, and we have horrifically bad memories of it. It rained so hard. We felt like we were drowning in our sleeping bags. And we were cold. My sister had these like platform shoes on, so she tripped and sprained her ankle. Anyway, it wasn't great. We ended up in a hotel room, I think, the next day. Anyway, lots of bad memories associated with that. So my sister and I are going to take my kids and we're going to make new memories. So we're going to do that for sure. And then I'm planning on taking my sister also to Kilchis, so that she can do that. My sister tent camps a lot. So that one is really good for tent camping because they don't have any like power sites. So yeah. Anyway, those are tentative plans. You know what I'm going to stitch on this month. Hopefully I will be back right before the 4th of July and I'll get to show you the yummy things I'm starting for the 4th of July. And then the end of July, Tanya and I are going to have a little mini cross stitch retreat in Lincoln City, Oregon, for 24 hours of cross stitch. And we're both really, really excited. We have a room with a balcony looking out on the ocean. And we're going to get snacks and DoorDash our food and watch Floss Tube. But we'll talk more about that next Floss Tube as it gets closer and we have some more plans for that. In the meantime, I hope you all found something that enabled you, that you enjoyed. I know I always enjoy coming on here and sharing my hobby with you all. Even though I'm not around as much as I was when I started, I still really love coming on and sharing everything, and sharing my cross-stitch journey with you. So I hope to see you guys again soon, and I hope that your summer is starting off fantastic. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.